Hello, everyone. So joining us now is Juan Davila Rivera. He is the chairman of the Puerto Rico Elections Commission. He is joining us now from San Juan. Mr. Davila, I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on to answer some questions. Just for people who haven't been following the story, I'm sure most of you have, there was primary election day in Puerto Rico. It was on Sunday. And there was a bit of a disastrous rollout. A lot of the ballots didn't make it to the polling precincts. That's why I wanted Mr. Davila to come on and answer some questions. So, sir, I'd like to start very generically. Question number one is, what happened?
Yeah, we have a problem with the printing company regarding some of the ballots, and that's what's happened. We think that we can do it, and we can get out the electoral material to all of the municipalities of Puerto Rico, but that don't happen.
So you're saying you had a problem with the printing company. Tell me what the problem was.
Yeah, we have an issues with the delivering time of some of the ballots.
Okay. So what is the name of the printing company?
The name is Printec. That's the company, and is in Calle, Puerto Rico. And we received the ballots Saturday, but we don't have the enough time to prepare all of the material, electoral material, to get ready for the different municipalities.
So you knew on Saturday that the ballots had arrived there late. Is that correct? You knew that they had gotten there too late.
Well, yeah. We have enough ballots to start the process of getting the ballots in the and all of the material in the cases that we have for them. And we start that process on Saturday, but the process was not fast enough. So we don't have all of the electoral cases in time.
Did you realize on Saturday, when the ballots arrived Saturday, which was later than they should, did you realize then that you were not going to have everything ready to roll out on Sunday?
No, on Saturday we have the hope that if we work all night long, that we work all night long to try to get the electoral cases ready, but sadly that don't happen. And on Sunday we don't have all the cases ready to go to the different municipalities.
So you were basing this on hope. Listen, you're a judge, so obviously if I were to come into your courtroom and say, Judge, my hope is that I have this, you would say, come back to me when you have proof, right? So on Saturday, you didn't have proof, and surely you must have had some concerns that you wouldn't be ready. I wonder why you didn't blow the horn, so to speak, or maybe do something on Saturday to say, hey, maybe we can't have the vote on Sunday. Maybe we need to push it back. Why didn't you flag something early?
Well, the electoral commissioners of both Paris and I were there Saturday and Sunday in the morning, and we the three of us think that maybe we can have this, we can have the material in the cases Sunday in the morning. Sadly, that don't happen.
Okay, you're saying you hoped that you could, between Saturday and working overnight Saturday, have everything ready for Sunday. But didn't you have to have 8 million ballots ready? 8 million ballots, right?
No, that number is including the early vote ballot that we already have. The number is not a million.
Okay.
A little bit less, but and we have like 92-93% of the ballots in the commission on Saturday.
Okay, so how many ballots did you have to have prepped and out the door for Sunday's primary? How many ballots?
Well, that depends, because in some of the electoral precincts, the elector can vote with 7 ballots, and in another places they vote with less ballots. So we have 4,600 electoral college, like we call it. It's like polling places,
Right.
and that's the number of electoral places that we have on Sunday. We were supposed to have on Sunday.
Okay, but how many ballots? I mean, you're the chairman. How many ballots did you have to have at the voting centers on Sunday? How many ballots?
Well, in the new Progressive Party primary, the number is like 6 million. And in the Popular Democratic Party, the number is like 2 million.
Right, but you told me that's eight.
Not all of the ballots are on the electoral polling stations. We have a couple of them in the commission, because if something happened and you need to give in another place, so you can have it.
Sure, right. But my question is, how many ballots did you have to have out the door to the polling centers for Sunday? How many?
Like 8 million with the counting that I do just a second ago.
Okay, so you did have to send 8 million ballots to the voting centers on Sunday.
Yeah.
You thought you could do 8 million ballots on Saturday overnight? That's a lot of ballots to get done. Like, how did you think you would?
Remember the ballot, we received the ballot in package. So
Okay.
one package can have 300 ballots or 150 ballots or 200 ballots, depending on how do you receive it from the printing company.
Okay.
So it's not like one by one.
I see. Okay. When were you expecting to get the ballots? So you got all the ballots on Saturday, right? That was too late. When were you supposed to get the ballots?
August 5.
August the 5th.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me look at my calendar. So today's the 10th. So you got the ballots on the You got the ballots on the 8th. You were supposed to get them on the 5th, right? Why did you not receive them on the 5th?
Well, the past week with the storm, and that also affect the calendar of the printing company. Also, we have the situation that we order a couple of more ballots for the absentee process. So for the early voting, I want to say. So that also affect the calendar of the printing company.
Okay, so you're saying the tropical storm delayed the ballots from getting to you, right? Am I understanding you correctly?
Also,
okay.
We have that issue, yeah.
Okay, so was there another issue other than that?
Yeah, well, the local parties asked for more ballots for the early vote, and that also have an effect on the production of the printing company.
Aren't you the man who says yes or no to that? Do they have to come to you to ask you to request more?
No, they go to the administration office, and they are the ones that approve or not those changes. The electoral commissioners and the director of electoral operations.
I see. Did you have any concerns in the weeks leading up to the election? Did you have any concerns that you would not be able to pull it off without a problem?
Well, I have concerns because we are dealing with the COVID 2019, and we have some cases here in the Elections Commission. We are dealing with less budget than past years. So we are dealing with a lot of issues, and I have concerns.
But did you have concerns that you wouldn't have all your ballots in time for Sunday's primary?
No, I really think that we are going to have all of the ballots.
So you thought that you would have all the ballots and you'd be ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. The primary was supposed to happen in June, correct?
Yeah. June 7th was the original. Yeah.
Right, but it was delayed because of the coronavirus, correct?
Yeah, it was delayed by a law. It was delayed to August 9th.
Right, so you had all of July and a few days, the first week of August to get ready. So what do you say to people who say you had an extra month and you still couldn't get it right?
No, that's not right, because we have some procedures before to start with the local primaries. First of all, we have the Democratic presidential primary on July 5, and also we have a process of with the local parties to correct the ballot names and photos, and that process end in June 15, if I remember well. So we don't have all of the time. We have less time than another electoral years to have this primary.
Right, but you were supposed to be ready in June, right? But because of coronavirus, you didn't have to get ready in June. So I'm just trying to figure out, with the extra time you had, why you didn't have all the necessary ballots.
No, we don't have extra time. If you verify the days that we have and you compare it to the previous years, we don't have more time for the primary.
But you were supposed to.
We don't have the same money that we have in another years, and the employees, we don't have them also.
Okay, so you have more than 600 employees, and you have
more than 300 of them are inscription officers that don't work here in the main office. They are in the municipalities.
Okay.
And
your budget is, if I'm pulling up my information here, the budget is 42.6 million.
No, that's not right. We have, for this, we ask for 3.4 million. We only received 5.4 millions of dollars, and we asked for more. The same week, last week, we received 2 millions more that we asked since June of the last year. And they finally give us the money the last week for the local primary.
Okay, I'm going by my notes here because I asked the oversight board, because I figured there would be an issue with somebody saying there wasn't money. So the oversight board says this is not a funding issue. The funds for voting materials were approved on March the 16th. the Oversight Board approved all funding requests from the State Elections Commission that included the required information, including the quotes from vendors. The Oversight Board has made sure the Elections Commission had the resources it needed. The State Elections Commission has budgeted authority of $42.6 million in the current fiscal year, which includes $9 million extended from the fiscal year 2020 that remained unspent at the end of that fiscal year.
Well, the letter from March 16 is the letter granting $5.4 million. We asked for 13.4 million based on the expenses of the electoral year 2016. And the 9 million that they are talking about in that letter are the budget for the general election. We asked for $22.5 million and they only approved $9 million. The rest of the money is the budget for the operation expenses, not for purchasing the ballots and all of the electoral material that we need for the general election in November.
Did you have enough money to purchase all the ballots that you needed for the primary election on Sunday?
Yes. We made the order.
So this was not a money issue.
The printing ballot, not. But
okay.
The less employees that the local parties have for preparing the cases, that's an issue of money.
Okay, so am I understanding you correctly? Are you saying that if you had more people, you would have been able to prepare more briefcases and there wouldn't have been a problem on Sunday?
Well, certainly the local parties have less personnel than a couple of years, a couple of elections, the last elections.
How many less? How many less?
That's an issue that we have here in the commission. And well, I can say that for each party, like 20-25 persons.
But that's not. But that's not
a
lot.
Working, but make a difference.
25 or 30 people make a difference between
by party.
Right. So 25 or 30 for the PPD, 25 or 30 for the PNP.
Yeah.
Okay. That doesn't seem like a giant difference, but I hear you. When did you place the order for the ballots from Printec, the company?
July 6th.
July the 6th. Was that later than you wanted to place the order?
Well, we need to wait for the final numbers of the law because the parties, the political parties, they are the ones that do the calculation of the total of the ballots that they are going to need for the primary, and we need to wait for them to give us the final number.
So you're telling me that it took from July the 6th, you placed the order on the 6th of July, it took a month or so to print the 8 million ballots that you needed. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that the time that you expected it would take, or did it take longer than you expected it would take?
The original plan was to end on August 5.
Okay. Let me ask you something looking forward to November. Do you think that you are in a place to where you will have all the ballots you need in the time you need them to get them all ready for the general election?
Yeah, for November, we need the budget that we ask. And we are going to see if we can divide the print process and have some of the ballot printed in the states.
How many more ballots do you, so you needed 8 million roughly for the primary. How many do you need for the general election?
Well, for the general election, we have an additional ballot that is the plebiscite ballot.
Right.
So if you have the electoral register is like 2.3 millions, you need to have more ballots because if you need to have another one because you made a mistake in one, they need to give you another one. So you need to have more. We have 4 by 2.3. Like is the more or less in this is the same amount, like 8 10 million of ballots.
So you need 8 or 10 million more ballots, or no, you just need another 2 million from what you had at the primary?
No, we need for the general election we need roughly 10 million of ballots. That's a rough number.
Okay, roughly 10 million ballots. Okay. In hindsight, should you have used more than one printing company to print the ballots for the primary?
Well, we only have in Puerto Rico, we only have one printing company accepted by Dominion. They have the ICP machines.
Accepted by who?
Dominion. Dominion.
What is Dominion?
Dominion Inc. is the company that we have the ICP machines. The ICP machines are the Escrutinio Electrónico, the county machines that we insert the ballot through them.
Right. All right. So you're going to use more than one printing company for the general election.
Yeah, the commission, the commissioners, the electoral commissioners need to approve that that transaction. But I am going to ask them to accept that.
So what do you say to the people who say people like you and others who are on the commission right now just don't have the experience that you need to carry this out, and that's why it turned out to be a disaster on Sunday?
Yeah, that's not true, but I am not going to have a discussion. I want to concentrate in my job and in getting everything in order for the Sunday process.
I hear you, but I think it's a relevant question to ask. Do you think you had the experience to carry out a successful primary?
Yeah, I already ran the Democratic presidential primary and an election last year, so I have the experience and I know the commission. So I am not going to discuss with political figures or another person. I concentrate in my job.
I know the governor has asked you to resign. Do you plan to resign?
Well, right now, if it's too easy for me to resign just right now and go away. But I have an electoral a primary process running, and I am going to stay until the end of the primary, and then I'm going to think about it.
So what is going to happen? Because the head of the PPD and the head of the PNP said yesterday they want voting to continue this coming Sunday. But your office, the commission has not told me anything about what's going to happen. The Supreme Court of Puerto Rico is going to take up the claim filed by Pedro Pierluisi, who's asking that the numbers be counted and publicized. But what's going to happen moving forward?
We officially expressed that the process is going to be on Sunday. And after the meeting with you, I have a meeting with the Popular Democratic commissioners, and we are to discuss those issues. Later, I will have a meeting with the new Progressive Party commissioner to discuss those issues.
So as of right now, you're saying that the voting will continue on Sunday for people who were not allowed to vote last Sunday, right?
Yeah, that's the official. Yeah, that's the official determination of the commission.
Okay. What's your reaction to what happened yesterday?
I am very frustrated by the situation, and I have no words to describe how I feel. For me, today was a very difficult day, but today I am focused in getting this in order and to have the election on Sunday.
I appreciate the candor. I want to ask you, because I know, I hope you'll answer this just as candidly, but in hindsight, what did you get wrong?
Maybe the um, the dates of the ballots, the maybe I think that the ballots they're going to comply with the timing, and they don't comply. So that's something that is I am not the printing company, but I think that maybe if well, I am not the printing company. I really work hard all of these weeks to have this election on Sunday, and I am focused in getting this in the next Sunday.
Did the printing company tell you why they didn't get the ballots to you on the 5th of August?
Well, the situation that happened, the storm, the additional ballots, all of these things. Well,
but that doesn't make sense, because you told me the additional ballots were only an extra 2 million. So the roughly 8 million that you needed, why couldn't they deliver those to you in a timely manner?
Well, that's something that we are in communication with the printing company and to know what happened. But that's what happened. So
Fair. But Mr. Davila, why weren't you calling them on the 5th of August saying, I guess what I'm not understanding.
I went to the printing company personally. I'm going now to the meeting, and I called them personally.
And what did you say to him?
I said to them the situation. The commissioner of the political parties know about the situation because I have a meeting with them and with the printing machine.
But it's okay. So if you knew that, and when did you call the head of the printing company? When? What day?
I have been calling him all week long.
Okay, but I guess in hindsight, should you have blown the whistle to people earlier so that Sunday could have been avoided? Like on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday of last week, should you have said, we're not going to make it, this is not going to happen?
The election commissioners and I were aware of the situation, and we all think that we can have the cases, the electoral cases for the Sunday. That don't happen, and I have my responsibility in that decision.
Understood. I know you have to go to your meeting. Is there anything else I didn't ask you that you would like to add?
No. Thank you for the opportunity to talk with you.
Thank you for allowing us the opportunity to ask you some questions. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.